Hello, everyone, and welcome to Cab Gab, the place where friends and followers of Oregon Cabaret Theater can tune in to stay connected, informed, and most importantly, entertained. Cab Gab, baby, come on and listen to me, Cab Gab, Cab Gab, yeah. I am Galloway Stevens, and I am your host. On today's episode of Cab Gab, we will be meeting with Oregon Cabaret Theater actor alum Tony Carter. So let's welcome him to the show.
Hell, I got hounds back home that would eat him for breakfast and spit out the bones.
Hey there, Tony.
Hi, Galloway. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Doing very well. Thank you very much.
Oh my God, it's so good to see your face. I miss you. I miss you like mad.
So good to see you too.
Well, great. Can you remind our audiences how you're affiliated with Oregon Cabaret Theater? Tell us a little bit about when you and how you joined us.
Absolutely. My name is Tony Carter. I'm from Chicago, Illinois, and I've been working at the Oregon Cabaret Theater since 2015, I believe. May have seen me in Musicals, the Musical, Bat Boy, Baskerville, She Loves Me, Rocky Horror Show twice, Mamma Mia just this last summer. Oh gosh, I'm sure there's things I'm forgetting, but there's a whole grab bag of them there.
What have you been doing with yourself to keep yourself occupied?
So there have been a lot of, I have still been auditioning a lot. There's been a lot of opportunities to submit video auditions for things, and not only for theaters, but also for other on-camera work. I actually booked a commercial during this time and then filmed it from my house. They dropped off video cameras and that I attached to my computer, and over a Zoom meeting like this, they directed me and we shot the entire thing in a day in my living room and bathroom for men's skincare stuff. So that's one thing I've been doing since I've been there. But I'll be honest, the majority of my time has been spent sleeping and playing board games. I watch everyone with their exercise routines, and that has not been me.
Can I ask you a question since you bring up exercise routines? Has that ever been you, Tony Carter? I'm
glad you asked, because my one workout routine is probably my one supplement, if you will, is an Italian import. It's got a lot of dairy in it and some really healthy things. This is a Stroop waffle, by the way. I will say that I would exercise a lot during the Rocky Horror Show.
Oh, God.
When I would have to spend a lot of time in a golden diaper on stage. But for the most part, I just kind of coast. Oh, I don't love you, and I hope that you don't love me too.
Let's talk a little bit about the past shows that you've done. What was your first show? You said again with Oregon Cabaret Theater was
Musical of Musicals, the Musical.
I saw you in that production. That was the show that was going on 2015. That was right before I came here to do Cabaret the Musical. And I saw the show. I'd never seen the show before.
Yeah, me either. I had friends who talked about having done it in college, but my first exposure to it was doing the show.
It really was. It was fascinating and great to watch an artist really just running laps around the stage. Everyone was so good in the show.
One of my favorite stories from that production was actually a story of when things go wrong. One of my scene partners got really sick one day, and we were just about to go into a duet. And she turns to me right as we're about to start the duet and goes, "I have to go throw up now," and just ran off stage. And so I was left on stage right as this duet starts. And so Sarah's playing the piano, starts playing it, and I start singing my part, and then just started to also sing her parts. And I improvised new choreography, but it's supposed to be back and forth. And then there's this dialogue section in the middle of it that we got to it, and the music goes to this vamp, and Sarah knew the lines from having done the show a number of times and starts saying the lines. It's so what are you going to do about getting married? And I just turned to her like she was a piece of floating driftwood amid a shipwreck. And I was like, thank you. And I climbed onto the piano and bantered with her.
That's awesome.
It's Mr. Haynes and the dear doctor. I will never forget what you gentlemen stage for all rest.
We'd have no business left.
Can you speak a little bit about your time in Rocky Horror? Because I know I could talk forever about that experience.
Man, I think some of my favorite things about that production is also, especially the first time we were doing it, was the way we were just kind of figuring it out as we went. We didn't feel like we had a lot to like build off of or rely on. We're kind of just pioneering it on our own. I also had some of my own preconceived notions of what I needed to do to like play the role of Rocky. So that first night, believe it or not, I was very self-conscious about being so exposed and just wearing this tiny little gold underpants. And so and about my physique. So I had baby oil all over me. You'll remember this.
Oh, yeah.
I had all kinds of things like push-ups, and I'm like crawling on people and crawling around the stage. And I left so much oil on that stage that it was a hazard. It was a literal hazard.
Oh, you didn't leave oil just on the stage. You left it all over the cast. Like everyone was covered. We had baby oil and glitter. I had glitter. I was finding glitter on me all the way through the Christmas holiday season.
And here's the thing, people who know me know I hate glitter. It is my biggest pet peeve.
I despise it. It is
right
like, yes.
And I had, I had that rubbed into and all over my body, into every crevice, every single night for that show. And I'm right there with you. After that, I remember Val diplomatically coming to me and being like, we're thinking that we may want to try a performance without the baby oil, if you could.
One of the things that I do remember is you were so adamant, you were so dedicated, and in the wedding, when we were creating the wedding for Frank and for Rocky, something had been thrown out about, and then toss the bouquet, and then leave the stage. And we were up on that balcony, and you were like, I want to carry you off. I want to pick you up and carry you off. And immediately, I remember, if you remember, I was immediately like, oh, hell no. No.
You're like, you're not gonna be able to do that. You shouldn't do that. There's no way I'm having you pick me up.
That's not a thing. I have a good 3 inches of height on you and a good probably 60 pounds on, that is not a thing. But you were so determined, and I was like, okay, let's give it a try. And you did. It was a success. But when we got into dress, and the first time you put on that baby oil, the first thing I thought was, this I'm gonna slip right through his arms. I'm gonna slip right through. He's gonna drop me because he's gonna be like,
next to the balcony. I had to carry you over the threshold. Okay.
I loved it. I loved it. It was so much fun. We talked a little bit about what you're doing during your quarantine, but how are you finding entertainment right now? Like, what's entertaining you during this time?
I grew up in Utah, where they are all about focusing you on like food storage. They're like, food storage. And the minute this happened, I'm like, everyone in Utah is going, we knew it, we're ready. And so using what I have, I've been practicing juggling with other non-traditional objects, such as like cans of green beans, which with as heavy as these are, actually turns out to be kind of a bit of an exercise, but they're really unwieldy. We'll see how well this goes, but. Oh no! I think it's okay. Are you wet? Nope, it didn't break. Okay. Again, work in progress, but there we go. That's better.
Yes, sir. Yes. I think we're kind of closing in on our time. If people want to follow you on social media, what are your social media outlets?
I'm on Instagram. Instagram would be the best one. My handle is Tony S. Carter. Tony, the letter S. Carter. That'd probably be the best way. I love posting photos and whatnot of both theater and also whatever gluttony I'm indulging in. So if you like food porn,
well, thank you so much, Tony. I really have enjoyed today. This has been a lot of fun. You just allow me to say, I have mad respect for you, always had. I think you're immensely talented. You are such a dedicated actor and a joy to work with, but not only a joy to work with, but you're just a joy to be around. You're a very giving person, a very open and accepting person. And you bring a lot of heart, and we really do appreciate you, and I love you. I really do.
Thank you very much.
So thank you so much for joining us today, and take care and be good out there. Okay.
Thank you. Stay safe.
Absolutely.
Bye.
All right, that does it for another episode of Cab Gab. Thank you again to Tony Carter for joining us from Chicago. This was a totally enjoyable episode today. Love seeing your face. If you would like to learn how to show your support to Oregon Cabaret Theater, be sure to visit our website, OregonCabaret.com/theater-strong. Yeah, bam, boom, waka, ooh. Oh, God, I've got to get back to the gym. Also, if you don't already follow us on social media, you can find us on both Facebook and Instagram. And last but not least, if there is anything you would like to contribute, would like to say, would like to comment on, an idea you may have for the show, please let me know and send me an email at cabgab@oregoncabaret.com. All right, thanks, everyone. Take care.